Time now for the 46 Sports High School Football Preview, and it's brought to us by our friends at Look Trailers. And we appreciate their support of this week's 46 Game of the Week live stream. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel with you from the studio as we get you ready for the opening week of the postseason in Michigan and week 2 of the postseason in Indiana. Let's start north of the border. We had this game during the regular season. Paw Paw and Edwardsburg, the rematch at Leo Hoffman Field. Tough challenge for the Red Wolves.
It really is, and not so much about their talent, but the fact that Edwardsburg is so talented. I mean, they're loaded. Paw Paw, 5-4 in the regular season under Matt Stevens. Dennis Stry is a terrific offensive lineman. Ethan O gives them a good opportunity. Cullen Sylvester, Logan Leonard in the backfield, Carter Planger. But this is a team that, even though they've got some talent, you got to play every play against Edwardsburg, and the Eddies, well, they're so solid.
Well, the Red Wolves have had problems recently putting up points against good defenses. Edwardsburg not only has a good defense, they have a tremendous offense. They're scoring an average of 55 points a game. The basketball coach would like that this coming season. Last week, Jacob Pagura over 100 yards rushing, and I think Eddies have a pretty good shot at going 10-0.
Oh, and Pagura keeps the ball. He's, doesn't surprise anybody, but he's got a crew to hand off to in Ostrander, McCulley, Allen, Walker. I mean, they've got so many guys, and at the end of the game, they'll have 4 guys with 80 yards. Nobody has 200, but 4 guys with 80. I mean, just how do you stop this team? Sectional
semifinal week in Indiana. Let's start in Class 1A. North Judson and Winamac, a pair of Hoosier North Athletic Conference rivals, get together at Rodebush Field. Blue Jays have had a nice year.
They have, and they've gotten maybe a little bit more attention than they've had in the past with that 6-3 mark. And as long as they've got a guy named Cheyenne Allen in that lineup, they're going to have a chance to win. Aldrich Harper doing a good job at quarterback. They're getting help from Radke and Frazier. And they had a 10-9 win over LaVille in overtime. So this is a team that's been in some tight contests and gotten it done. And North Judson is going to come in ready to play against the Winamac Warriors.
Yeah, Blue Jays are 7-3, but Winamac 8-0 under the Hall of Famer John Hendricks. They've got a nice dual threat quarterback in Russell Compton.
Yeah, Compton can throw the ball, he can run with the ball, and of course we love John Hendricks and the job that he's done in his great career, and getting back home to Winamac has been really great for him. So happy for him there. But Russell Compton is a dual threat, and running back Sam Smith has done a nice job for them. And John's got that kind of a game plan that's well balanced, and their defense is also really tough.
Well, yeah, Bo Brandt leads that defense. Hayden Clark, the leading rusher on offense. But here's a fun fact for you. Winamac has not won a playoff game against North Judson at home since 1994. Warrior faithful say that ends Friday night at Rodebush Field. Yep. 2A, there is plenty of excitement over the 52nd renewal of the rivalry between LaVille and Bremen, and the Lions are on a roll. They've won 5 in a row coming into this one.
You know, it becomes painfully aware to you as you're watching these games and listening to these names. Ethan Nunemaker's had a great career at Bremen High School, and yet this could be his last game. And so he's going to be ready. He'll be pumped up. He's a great leader for this team and has done a great job. And I just think that when you look at what they've done, Austin McKenzie's done a nice job. Lance Moser had an outstanding game, 112 yards and 24 carries and 3 touchdowns. Knows how to find that end zone.
Bremen has the chip on its shoulder this week. They lost 14-12 opening night to LaVille, a game that has really been emblematic of Will Hostrasser's team this year. They have played terrific defense but have struggled to put points on the board and have been in a lot of close games, 6 decided by a touchdown or less.
Yeah, when you have 118, a lot of times you'll have guys going both ways, and they certainly do at LaVille. And I think the emphasis for Will Hostrasser has always been defense first. But then when you look at what they've been able to do on offense, it's been enough. And give credit to the wonderful play of Lucas Plummer, a sophomore quarterback, continues to impress. And also Noah Richard has done a nice job running the football. So, again, you've got guys going both ways, but they've been able to find enough offense to have a tremendous mark at 7-2.
The winner of this 2A sectional semifinal takes on the winner of Delphi and Pioneer next week in the sectional championship. Let's move on up to 3A now. John Glenn moving in with a record of 5-4, taking on a Jimtown team that has been red hot as of late. Jimmy's won in the regular season by a count of 21-0, but this is a different kind of looking John Glenn team than what Jimtown faced back in week 3.
Yeah, give credit to head coach Austin Faust. He made some adjustments. He had to. He had some injuries and changed the quarterback situation. All of a sudden, he finds a great running back, and that's been very effective because they've gotten some great efforts out of Nathan Creed. They had 4 interceptions in the win over Lakeland. And so the defense shows up and kind of sets you up, and then they've got those good athletes in the backfield to go get the ball.
But can John Glenn lasso this Jimtown attack that has been averaging over 30 points a game in its last 6 games? And we like to call it the 3-headed monster at running back.
And they certainly got that, and got to just give a lot of credit to Corey Soner. He's only in his second year with 15 wins under his belt already. But as you said, Chuck, when you've got Landon Buchanan, you got Trent Daniels, you got John Two Reed, you got Hunter Conrath and Sam Garner on defense. This is a team that is run by Tyson House, but Tyson House has a good leadership qualities that allows him to make reads, get the ball to the guys who can pick up the big yardage, and boy, I tell you what, that offensive line is playing really well.
Well, and House becoming more of a weapon with the passing game. He threw for 2 touchdowns last week. Now, the winner of that John Glenn Jimtown game takes on the winner of the much-anticipated game between Marion and Tippecanoe Valley, going on at Death Valley on Friday night. Both these teams ranked depending on the poll. Marion 9th in the coaches poll, Valley 7th in the AP poll. Let's start with the Marion Knights, who have speed to burn.
They do, and they had some injuries. So the first game we did this year was Mishawaka. They lost 4 or 5 players to injury. Most of them are back, and the other guys have stepped up, but they have an outstanding offensive attack. Bryce Lassane has become a quality quarterback. He was 6 out of 10 for 117 yards in the sectional opener. Greg Atkinson continues to be one of the most exciting players here in Northern Indiana. And Caleb Lasanga has become a quality running back, had a couple of touchdowns. And, Stefano Sete on defense, along with Murphy, Dudley, and Fuller, and Klein. This is a team that's well balanced on defense. A lot of guys looking to make a play.
Yeah, that linebacking core is good as any, and Sete and Murphy have combined for over 200 tackles this year. Now, they're going to contend with the Tippecanoe Valley offense that has shown a lot of weapons on their way to their first 10-0 season since 1981. For my money, it starts with the quarterback, Branson McBride.
And McBride's done a really nice job for them in so many areas, running the football and also passing the football. He was 7 out of 11 for 162 yards, but Chuck, as you pointed out, he's over 1,200 yards passing on the season, which is a great effort. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Jamison Virgil is one of the reasons they're effective passing, because he runs the ball so well. He had 17 carries for 185 yards in that sectional opener, and they've got some people on defense as well. And I just think you got to take your hat off to the job that Stephen Moriarty has done at Tippecanoe Valley. How many teams in the state are 10-0 right now?
Well, and take a look at their defense too, because they're only allowing 7.8 points a game. So this will be a dandy matchup down in Mentone on Friday night. And don't forget about Wade Jones on that defense. Want to give him a shout out. 4 interceptions in the game last week, 10 interceptions for the season. He's tied for the state lead in that category. Class 4A. Headliner this week has New Prairie going to Culver Military Academy. This game could be done in an hour and a half. They both like to be physical. They both like to run the ball. Start by talking about Casey McKim's Cougars, who have had a nice season at 8-2.
Well, they're going to have a nice season if they just ran behind their big guy, Hunter Whiteneck, at the offensive line. But Marshall Kamichek, just a sophomore, but he's stepping up and playing like a real leader. They've got one of the top running backs in the state, Noah Mungia. And I love what Ben Frank does for them on offense, defense, and special teams. And, last time they played, New Prairie won at 24-7, so we're looking to put another mark on Culver Academy.
Andy Dorrell's been around a long time, very underrated coach. His CMA squad is 7-3 this year. They have a dual threat quarterback by the name of Jimmy Pisani, who is a load to bring down, 6'3", 220 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you catch him, you can't bring him down. If you're in front of him, you want to get out of the way. But that's one of the reasons, obviously, they've been so successful. And Jackson Mull's done a good job running the football for them. They've got Craig Campos. And, again, this is a very good team. And they beat Marion earlier this year, 24-17. So when you look at their resume, yeah, they're 7-3, but they've got some quality wins.
Chance to play at home, Oliver Field on the shores of Lake Maxinkuckee, which could be flooding by then. Who knows with all the rain we've had this week. 6A, Penn dominated the regular season matchup with Elkhart that we had on TV 46, 31-3. But now the game's at Rice Field, and the other thing is Josh Shattuck tells me he has 7 starters back healthy that didn't play in that first matchup. Could we see something different this time around at Rice Field?
Well, first of all, you got to really respect what Josh has done. But one of the reasons that they've been so successful is that they learned how to win last year. Now, they lost 19 starters off that team. Then they had 7 players who are now back. So Penn's going to have a challenge. But Penn's been better of late. They're 4-5 on the season. As we know, they played a really tough schedule early. But Alec Hardrick is a quality running back for them. And Ryan Buckley's been doing a nice job. He's very elusive at quarterback, throws the ball well, can run with it. Michael Piquette, Brendan Iron on defense, leading the way for the Kingsmen as they continue to fight to get back to that 500 mark.
And this defense in the last 5 games has only allowed 23 points and just 2 touchdowns. It's very, very good. Meanwhile, Elkhart offensively really relies on the running of Elias Leonard. Brady Kruper maturing as a quarterback and starting to get some weapons back. He's got Danye Higgins to go with Jaquavion Eccles and Rodney Gates. The gang's getting back together. Will it be enough?
Well, again, playing at Rice Field is going to be a big difference. Both of them have the carpet, so it's not like an advantage one way or the other. But I just think that Elkhart under Josh Shattuck was very impressive, obviously, last year. But they had some things to overcome this year, and now we're at the end of the season. Your sophomores are playing like juniors, juniors playing like seniors, and they're filling those gaps.
And the game we'll have for you on TV 46, Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9, and live streaming on the IHSA Champions Network. Number 7, Mishawaka, number 6, Concord. They played in the regular season. Concord won at 38-24. That's one reason the Minutemen won the Northern Lakes Conference title. And the Mishawaka folks keep saying, but we didn't have that guy.
Justin Fisher, not only is he an accurate thrower, but he's a big, strong, strapping runner. And I tell you what, when they get down near the goal line, he'll tell you he's going to get the ball, and he's still able to get it in. And Chuck, as you mentioned earlier, he's the guy that normally a quarterback might go forward for a couple of yards, but at his size, he falls forward, he gets 4 or 5, and you do that times 3, it's the first down. So Justin Fisher makes a big difference, especially when he's handing off to guys like Chase Gooden, Chaz Hardy, Milan Burris doing a nice job. I mean, they've got a lot of talent in that backfield and a very experienced team. And Keith Kinder's squad has done a nice job not only learning to win when he took over, but now getting used to winning.
As much as Mishawaka has revenge on its mind, Concord's sitting there on the other side saying, we're tired of hearing about Justin Fisher. We got a quarterback in Hunter Dutton. He's thrown 28 touchdowns this year.
And he did a nice job in our game that we had with him just a week ago, and he was our MVP, and he's got a lot of great receivers to throw to, obviously, with Jack Darcy and Marion Moore. Titus Hackworth in the backfield, we'll see if he's ready to go. And on defense, Zavin and Armin Kultukian have been outstanding. But as you mentioned, Chuck, the leadership of Dutton was very impressive when we saw him. And he wants that challenge. You're going to see 2 good quarterbacks going up against each other. The problem is, for one of them, the end of his high school career. 2
pretty good defenses, too, that get overlooked. Mishawaka's defense giving up 13 points a game. Concord's 12 points a game. This has all the ingredients for a delicious ball game, and we will have it for you live on the IHSA Champions Network at 6:45 for pregame coverage, and then on TV 46 Friday night 11 and Saturday morning at 9. For Bob Nagel, Chuck Freeby, thanks for joining us for the Look Trailers 46 preview.